So, will CSGO Source 2 be delayed? Will we get an operation? Or is this all just a bunch of crap and will there be nothing? Let's talk about that. Okay, the reason for all this stir-up is this tweet from Gabe follower, where after he was teasing about Source 2 for a while, he finally said that he had some real evidence that Source 2 wouldn't be coming in August. And of course, almost everyone was thinking Source 2 was coming soon or maybe an operation, because we had seen a lot of signs. We had the tweet from Robs, we had the War Owl saying things that he shouldn't be saying, we even had a lot of stuff in the game files from Dota 2 that was suggesting there would be stuff working on CSGO. But now Gabe follower came along and just said that Source 2 wouldn't be happening, or at least not anytime soon. Now I think this is the entire point. CSGO probably don't want people to all know that Source 2 is coming. That's their whole gist, they don't want people to know anything. It probably started with the War Owl accidentally leaking Source 2 by saying when it was gonna release, in August. Now what CSGO would do in such a situation, since they don't want to tease stuff ahead of time, or at least not until right before it happens, is to try to get people confused. So this stuff that's happening now would be a perfect reaction to the leak of Source 2. They would make people think that it wouldn't be happening or that an operation would come, which is good for them, because then people won't know what happens. In short, even though Gabe follower is saying that it isn't gonna happen, we can't know that for certain. CSGO can always do whatever they want. Gabe follower gave the reason that there were new maps just officially accepted into the game, even though we're not supposed to know about that. Now the reason could be that there's a new operation coming with some new maps, like he was arguing, but the other likely scenario is that they're working on CSGO as well as on Source 2 simultaneously. Maybe they're working on operations, maybe they're just working on new maps, because the old maps are kind of old and they need new ones every once in a while. The point is, Valve love doing stuff that we didn't already know was gonna happen. They love surprising us. But with people sniffing the game files and people saying what's gonna happen even though they weren't supposed to say what's gonna happen, wow. It's very hard for them to keep this secret. And that's why I think now there's a lot of rumors about it not happening, them maybe accepting new maps on purpose. Maybe Gabe follower is working with Valve. We don't know anything. Now what's most likely to happen? Well, we have two options basically. Since there's a major at the end of October, that means they either have to release Source 2 before that or after that. Now they can't release it right before the next major, because then everyone will be confused. Oh, there's a new major coming, oh, but there's also Source 2. Will the major be on Source 2? Probably not, but Source 2 is just released. That will just be confusing and a mess and everyone will be confused. So either Source 2 is coming in August or maybe at the beginning of September if everything goes a bit wrong, or we won't see Source 2 until after the next major. Now even if Source 2 does come before the next major, it still means that Source 2 will be in a beta for a while, probably way until after the next major. They can't just switch from Source 1 to Source 2 just before the major, or even anywhere near a major. People are gonna have to get used to Source 2 without having to play on it. We will most likely see half a year or a year of Source 2 and Source 1 coexisting, meaning you can play both. In general, all this mess means a lot of confusion in the market. A lot of people selling because they think, ooh, operation? Because when an operation drops, all the prices also drop with it. They only do that temporarily, they go right back up to where they were. But a lot of people want to sell and then buy in again at the beginning of the operation. Now, if a lot of people do that, it might not even happen, but then again, we don't know. And that's the goal of Valve. They want us to not know anything. And that's probably because they've prepared level something. I mean, it's the 10-year anniversary for the game. They had plenty of time to do something, and there was already speak of people meeting up. Plus the War Owl knew a date. Unless he just made that up and was pranking us, but I don't believe that. I mean, if we just quickly imagine that Source 2 is really coming out on the 21st, and Valve even have some special teaser made for it, like with some special YouTubers in there, maybe the War Owl, maybe some other people, and now it's already spoiled, people already know it's gonna happen, that's gonna create less hype, and Valve love hype because it's good for the game. Like, they're releasing Source 2, that's been awaited for years. And also, it's the 10-year anniversary, and they have a, like, nice video, maybe, I don't know if they have that, could happen. But if they do, they don't want it to get spoiled, so they want people to be confused. Of course, nothing of that is certain, this is all just speculation, but then again, anything anyone says on the internet about this is speculation until we get the update, or we don't. So yeah, in short, what do I think? Well, first off, the next week is gonna be hella interesting. Put August the 21st in your calendar, because the update on that day is gonna break us. There's basically three options. Either we just get the capsule and a cute message saying thanks for playing all these 10 years, or the other option is we get Source 2, which would be incredible, or the third option is we get an operation. I find the third option the least likely, and I find the first option the most likely, and Source 2 is somewhere in the middle, in my opinion. We've seen a lot of signs for Source 2, but Source 2 is such a big update that even though we've seen a lot of signs, they still might delay it. That's just Valve. Maybe just to screw us over. Maybe just to make a lot of people panic sell on the 21st and then release it a week later. They could do that. I find the first option the most likely because it is basically the default plan. If everything goes wrong, they just release the capsule and be like, yep, 10 years of CSGO, that's it. But anyway, we're gonna have to wait and see. The only people that know work at Valve, and they sure as heck aren't gonna tell us. Also, with the recent hack from CS Money, a lot of eyes are away from CSGO right now, or Source 2 for that matter. So, who knows? In short, if they release Source 2, that's gonna be good for prices, people are gonna buy in, people are gonna be interested, that's gonna be good for prices. If they release an Operation, that's most likely gonna be bad for prices, because people will sell, people will want to buy Operation stuff. And if they just release the capsule, I don't know, nothing is gonna happen. Maybe a small dip because people are like, where's Source 2, where's Operation? I don't want to do this anymore. I do want to say, if after all of that, we don't get an update, we don't get Source 2, and we don't get an Operation, that's gonna hurt. But after all, this is why we are in the market in the first place. CSGO can go up so high and can go down so low because of these things, because we don't know anything for certain. In the stock market or in the crypto market, generally stuff doesn't change that much. But in this market, stuff changes all the time. Prices go up, prices go down. It can give us great profit, it can also give us a lot of losses. I'm still betting on Source 2 in August, but you never know. After all, they have been working on it for like years and years and years. Someday it's gonna come out, right? Please? I would rather have no Source 2 right now and then have it be fully done when they do release it, rather than a rushed Source 2 with a lot more bugs. Although, then again, there is gonna be a beta, so there's gonna be lots of bugs anyway. One thing is for certain, CSGO isn't going anywhere. We've been here for 10 years, it's not gonna leave after this. For how long you've been on this ride doesn't really matter. We're all going on here for a while longer. And I am certain that I'm enjoying the ride. That's it for now. If you want to know more reasons why I think Source 2 is still coming and why it will be great for your investments, watch this video. If you instead want to know why I think the Katowice 2015 stickers are the next Kato 14s, check out this video instead. That's it from me for now. If you're still watching, you're truly awesome. Thank you. Goodbye.